I was 17 years old and in my junior year when this happened. It was a regular and peaceful day at school. Nothing weird was going on, just a bit of predictions now and then. I was walking to third period with my friend, 17-year-old male. We made it to class and our teacher, Ms. Garcia, looked very uneasy, like something bad was about to happen. She usually was always happy, but today was different. About 20 minutes after class started, a voice on the AP intercom emerged. It was the lady at the front desk. LVL3 lockdown. I repeat, LVL3 lockdown. Everyone in class knew what a LVL3 lockdown was. At our school, there was 3 levels of lockdown. LVL1, medical emergency. LVL2, threat, danger around school. LVL3, life-threatening danger inside school. Ms. Garcia locked the doors, dimmed the lights all the way down, and gestured us to the back of the classroom. 30 minutes has passed since we've been in lockdown. Students were muttering, telling each other about the rumor that was circulating. Everyone stopped talking when we heard banging on the doors of classroom near us. My friend swore he'd heard someone say something. He was right. The thing or person was screaming someone's name. It wasn't until they came closer when everyone heard the man again. Kyle! Kyle! Where are you? I won't give up till I find you and kill you. Everyone looked at me. I pulled out my phone and started texting my mom with tears faintly visible. Little preview of what I texted my mom. Kyle, Mom, are you in work right now? Mom, no, sweetie, what's up? It was clear my mom wasn't aware of the lockdown. Kyle, there's a lockdown at school. A man is screaming my name, and I am on the verge of tears. Mom, what the hell are you talking about? Kyle, some strange man is screaming my name. Mom, that's not true. Come on, Kyle. Stop playing with me. Kyle sends a screenshot. Mom, sweetie, that's your dad. Kyle, what do you mean? Dad's dead. Mom, no, he's in jail. I was going to tell you tomorrow since it's your birthday then. Kyle, well, what is he in jail for? Mom, for violating his restraining order. He tried to kill you, so I divorced him and filed a restraining order. He broke it. So he's in jail till you're 30. Kyle, thanks, Mom. Mom answer, no problem, sweetheart. About an hour later, we were still on lockdown. The students looked at me. My friend asked if I got any info about the man. I told them the man was my father and he was in jail for violating his restraining order against me and my mom. Everyone stared at me with pure shock. Everyone started feeling bad for me. A voice on the AP intercom emerged again. Everyone was free to go. I ran out of school and went to see the captured father figure of mine. I sucked my tongue out at him and left with Mom. I have PTSD from this incident, but I'm happy that I got it over with. No one should have to experience this kind of stuff, and I hope no one does. In the quiet town of Crestwood, nestled between rolling hills and ancient woods, stood Crestwood High School, a weathered institution with a history steeped in whispers of the supernatural. Legends spoke of strange occurrences, spectral apparitions, and a mysterious ritual that, if performed, could unlock both the secrets and the horrors that lay dormant within the school's walls. On a crisp autumn evening, a group of friends decided to explore the enigmatic stories surrounding Crestwood High. Among them were Alex, the adventurous leader, Emma, the studious and skeptical one, Jake, the class clown with a penchant for mischief, and Lily, the compassionate and intuitive friend. Their curiosity was piqued, and they sought to uncover the truth behind the school's eerie reputation. As the friends gathered outside the school gates, the moon cast an ethereal glow over the Gothic architecture. A chilly breeze rustled the leaves, and the air carried a sense of anticipation. Armed with flashlights and fueled by youthful bravado, they entered the darkened corridors of Crestwood High. The creaking doors echoed through the empty hallways as they ventured deeper into the heart of the school. Flickering fluorescent lights overhead illuminated lockers adorned with faded stickers from generations past. The atmosphere, initially charged with excitement, soon gave way to an unsettling stillness. Legends whispered of a hidden chamber beneath the school, a place where an ancient ritual could be performed to commune with spirits from the other side. Alex, driven by a mix of curiosity and adrenaline, led the group to the rumored entrance, a forgotten trapdoor in the basement. As they descended into the dimly lit basement, a sense of trepidation settled over the group. The air felt heavy with unseen forces, and shadows seemed to dance with a life of their own. Emma, the skeptic, couldn't shake a growing unease that gnawed at the edges of her rationality. In the heart of the basement, they discovered the forgotten trapdoor. With a collective breath, Alex lifted it open, revealing a narrow staircase that led into the unknown. The friends exchanged hesitant glances but pressed on, their flashlights cutting through the darkness like beacons of curiosity. As they descended further, the air grew colder and the whispers of a distant chant became audible. The staircase led them to an ancient chamber adorned with cryptic symbols and flickering candlelight. In the center, a worn book lay open, its pages filled with incantations that promised to bridge the gap between the living and the dead. Despite Emma's reservations, the friends decided to perform the ritual, a mix of nerves and excitement coursing through their veins. As they recited the incantations, the room seemed to pulsate with an otherworldly energy. Shadows danced on the walls, and the air crackled with an unseen force. Suddenly, the temperature plummeted, and a spectral figure materialized before them. It was a young girl, her eyes reflecting a mixture of sadness and longing. The friends, momentarily frozen, watched as the apparition spoke in a gentle whisper. "I am Isabella," she murmured, her voice carrying the weight of a forgotten tale. "Trapped between realms, my spirit yearns for release." The friends, now witnesses to a ghostly encounter, listened as Isabella revealed her tragic story. Centuries ago, she was a student at Crestwood High, accused of witchcraft during a dark period of history. Unjustly condemned, she met a tragic end, and her spirit remained bound to the school, seeking redemption and release. Touched by Isabella's plight, Lily stepped forward, her compassionate heart guiding her actions. "We want to help you find peace," she said, her voice unwavering. Isabella, her ethereal form flickering with gratitude, revealed a hidden chamber within the basement, a place where her earthly remains rested, forgotten and neglected. Lily, driven by empathy, convinced her friends to assist in laying Isabella's spirit to rest. The friends followed Isabella's guidance through winding passages and forgotten corridors until they reached the hidden chamber. In a solemn moment, they uncovered Isabella's remains, a long-forgotten testament to an injustice buried by time. As the friends prepared to perform a respectful farewell, the air in the chamber shifted, and a brilliant light filled the space. Isabella's apparition transformed, her ethereal glow radiating a sense of peace. With a gentle smile, she spoke her gratitude. "Thank you for freeing me from the shackles of the past. Crestwood High can now be a place of learning and laughter, untouched by the darkness that once lingered." In an instant, Isabella's spirit dissipated, leaving behind a newfound serenity. The friends, overwhelmed by the surreal experience, ascended the narrow staircase and emerged into the basement once more. To their surprise, the once eerie atmosphere had lifted. The air felt lighter, and the whispers of the supernatural seemed to fade into the recesses of memory. The friends, now bonded by a shared encounter with the supernatural, left Crestwood High with a sense of closure and camaraderie. In the days that followed, the school underwent a transformation. The once forgotten trapdoor was sealed, and the hidden chamber became a symbol of a buried past finally laid to rest. Crestwood High, no longer haunted by the specter of Isabella's injustice, thrived as a place of learning and laughter. As the friends graduated and moved on with their lives, they carried the memory of that fateful night. A night that began with curiosity and ended with the triumphant release of a spirit long confined by the shadows of history. The story of Crestwood High became a legend whispered among future generations, a tale of friendship, redemption, and the power of compassion to dispel even the darkest of spirits. It was my first day of school. My mom had woke me up. I was not happy because we moved to a new house far away from my old house, and this was my very first day of school. Of course I had to go to school. Once I arrived, I was greeted by a very seemingly friendly guy. He told me he was my age and that he was in my class. Apparently he was told to give me a tour. During the tour, I felt super uncomfortable because he kept staring at me every time we started walking for him to show me a new part of the school, And after the tour, he didn't even ask me if I had any questions. He just grabbed my hand, which also made me super uncomfortable, and told me we needed to head to class. We arrived to class, and I met my teacher. She was a really kind teacher. She told me I could sit wherever I wanted, so I sat down in an empty seat in front of the class. The creepy guy tried sitting next to me, but the teacher told him to sit in his proper seat. He did so. I was paying attention to the lesson, so I hadn't noticed that he'd been staring at me until I turned around for whatever reason, and saw him just staring at me. Once he saw me turn around, he did too. I tried to avoid that guy ever since then, but he wouldn't leave me alone. Every time I was alone, he'd somehow know and come over to talk to me, being the friendly person I am. I always talked back to him and answered his weird questions like, "Do you still sleep with teddy bears?" Or "What are you passionate about?" I know that doesn't seem that weird. It isn't the questions that threw me off. It's him already knowing the answers to these questions, but him still asking them anyway. I was at home for a bit since I got really sick, and my phone had been spammed with weird messages that read, "Get better soon," or "Are you feeling better yet?" I immediately knew that the creepy guy from school, who wouldn't leave me alone, had somehow found out what number was. I replied asking who this was, and not to my surprise, it was the creep from school. I blocked him because I really wanted him to leave me alone. I fell asleep because of how sick and tired I was, but I had been woke up by loud bang coming from my living room downstairs. I knew my mom couldn't be back yet since she was on a business trip, so I went downstairs still half asleep. Of course, there he was, the dude from school. He found out my address. I screamed in his face, making my headache worse. I ran out my front door towards my neighbor's house. I aggressively knocked on the door. I was so scared. I saw him leaning out my front door. I knocked louder on the door when I saw him walking towards me. I saw my neighbor at the window and screamed for them to help me. As he got even closer, they quickly opened the door, slammed it shut, and locked it. Then is when I asked to use their phone to call my mom, then call the cops. The guy from school was banging on my neighbor's door, yelling my name and saying it was a misunderstanding and that he was just coming to bring me a get better gift. I knew that wasn't the case since I had just blocked him, and he decided to come to my house and chase after me to my neighbor's house. When the cops got there, they found him trying to break into my neighbor's back door. My mom cut her business trip short and he was arrested, but since this was his first offense and we were just in 10th grade, he only got a few months in prison.